What is up, bros? Me Josh here, and welcome to this week's episode of Weekly Replays, our series where we go over some of your guys' gameplays, break it down, and on top of that, just watch some fun, big games in World of Warships. This week we have Caracallaz in his Massachusetts, and he has the God's gift of matchmaking when it comes to the Massachusetts. Not only is the Mass just a really fun tier 8 premium ship, it's, in my opinion, one of the more fun ships, and on top of that, he has the Massachusetts black camo, which I think is maybe one of the coolest looking camos in the game. So not only does he have one of the coolest looking camos in the game, he has one of the most fun ships, in my opinion, in this game, and on top of that, he got top tiered on Neighbors. This is Neighbors, right? Yeah, Neighbors, and he's just gonna have fun. This thing is basically a boss fight when it comes to being top tier. Not only, I assume he's full secondaries, and I'm looking forward to it. However, though, I will critique that he is going ACAP on this map. I hate when people, especially battleships, go ACAP on this map, but I'm kind of okay with it because he is the top tier battleship. He can honestly take on multiple ships at one time. Breaking down the enemy team, though, not the best setup because he's going against an HE slinger, potentially an HE slinger. Who knows how Lennons are playing since they are a premium tier, and he does have a Kutuzov to deal with. Other than that, though, he's probably feeling good, looking good in this situation. Well, we know he's looking good with the camo, but probably feeling pretty good as well. But I really dislike when people, especially battleships, go ACAP. The reason being is because battleships tend to be extremely slow, and the majority of the fights on this map happen between B and C cap, because there tends to be a bit of a turtle in this area right here. But sometimes a team will bring you a lot of enemy ships over here, and it looks like they're going to do that. But as you can see, one of the things is once one ship goes this way, a little lemming train tends to start, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 ships going this way. So the Scharnhorst is ended up going to be by himself. Baltimore is supporting the destroyer, which is nice, but you don't have really much battleship support. And the thing is, you have a New Mexico, you have a Richelieu, a Shores, a King George, and I think that's a Fiji, on top of 2 destroyers, potentially going here, and then most people like to go around this. So a bit of a standstill here. He did get pretty lucky, actually, with a lot of ships going this way, but I'm assuming that the Scharnhorst on the other side is probably not going to be able to disengage because he won't have much support. And that is the downside of ACAP, in my opinion. Also, why go ACAP instead of CCAP? Well, I really feel like ACAP has a big disadvantage on this map, particularly because of how the openness is a big problem here. So it is a 3 destroyer match, so a Fubuki, a Farragut, and the Mahan. And I think we can see that I think it was the Farragut that was over here. So he has two destroyers that are going to be able to stealth torp, so he has to be careful of that. And the Fubuki is over on that side. Looks like the Scharnhorst is basically going to be SOL here on the C cap because it's him versus 5 ships. Although the Scharnhorst is amazing at that and can bail itself out, it's only going to be able to do so much. But as you see, this brigade is kind of forming behind the Massachusetts. And the thing is, going around A cap, it tends to be extremely slow. And throughout going from A to B, there's this huge open area. Going from C to B, at least you have some island cover to kind of protect yourself. And there goes the Scharnhorst. So Scharnhorst went over by himself. Now, I do like the cap that he went to, but obviously it probably should have rotated around, kind of hung around the Alba, and down they go for the first 2 ships. But overall, it looks like he's going to be okay. We don't know where the Mahan is yet, but we do know where the Farragut is. And the Farragut only has 6.6 kilometer torps, but he can probably, yeah, honestly, I would just, the Farragut has a decent amount of health, but I would put shots, just like he's doing, shots on something else, and then secondaries on one ship. That is the easy peasy mode of the Massachusetts. There you go. Broadside Pensacola within that range is just, that's just, you're going back to port, but nothing else you can really do. But they are down a tier 7, battleship on top of this. And one thing that he is doing is not continuing around to the 1-2 line. So obviously we got to give him credit there, because he isn't continuing on. What you will see a lot of people do, especially in battleships, is a lot of people want to still kind of angle in, and so they'll kind of keep at a bit of an angle. Don't know where his shell's been, actually. Must have just gone right over. I thought maybe he would hit superstructures on that. But they will continue to be angled in, so they're not sailing perfectly broadside, but they will continue to sail out towards the 1-2 line, 9-10 line, and you kind of get a little bit of this. But luckily, a lot of his ships seem to have stopped here instead of continuing all the way around, so we aren't getting that pure turtle. But as you see, just absolutely popping off with secondaries, and he's kind of just hanging out here, but they are down ships. However, they do have caps, so that is an upside. And the Mahan's on the other side too, so honestly, I'm trying to look at everything. He probably could have just pushed right into this. If he would have put a shot on that Farragut, it probably would have killed the Farragut, and he probably just would have been able to just farm these guys down. He wouldn't have got shots on the Lenin, but he would have been able to kill Dunkirk by now, as well as that Nagato, but overall he's going to be fine. And they know the Farragut's in cap right now, so it's pretty easy right there. If the Haida or the Gaeta go in, is that a GG right there for him? Oh, it got stolen by the Richelieu. I think he would have had the kill right there, but now he can be pretty aggressive. Again, we need to remember that and there goes the fighter plane to help spot, but he got spotted instantly. Farragut only has 6.6 kilometer torps. London's getting smashed. This dude got obliterated. But here you kind of see the Richelieu, Mexico. If they go around, they're going to be basically out of the game for a while. So we don't want that to happen. And then Nagato is kind of rolling away. Now, Nagato, although pretty far away at 15 kilometers and continuing to run away, still has to be careful, though. Nagato has extremely large guns, and can Citadel, it's still a battleship. It can Citadel the other guy. The Haida, though, we will see, and he should be able to torp beat this a little bit. Haida going to keep pushing in here, and the Haida might take that torp. Doesn't look like he is going to turn at all, so he did take that torp. Could have easily avoided that, but there's the first close quarter. If you are playing the Massachusetts and not getting the close quarter combat, you're doing it wrong. So there we go. It's on the table. 2 Citadels, 2 kills, a close quarter combat, and helping cap this as well. But really, he has to be a little careful. Nagato on the broadside, Lenin on the potential broadside. Not the best play, but look at this ball of ships that are pushing now down their flank. Baltimore in a bad spot. These guys are here. Now there is the Monarch, the HE flinging battleship that we need to be a little bit worried about, because not only will it take out our secondaries, it will take out a lot of our health, although we can repair a lot of it. He's still doing pretty good health-wise. And so right now, if I'm him, you kind of have to look at the best way to, so do you chase the Nagato to the corner? He will eventually get the kill. The Nagato is just going to eventually take full pens to death. But he's doing the right thing. I think he's rotating to B. It's a little sketchy here with the Lenin on the broadside. Colorado pretty far away as well. But I think he's doing the right thing. And apparently there's a party on G10. We never got invited, but apparently there is one. But the Miyoko and the Fubuki are way in that corner, and I think they're going to beach. But anyways, I don't know what's going on over there, but it's always fun to see random stuff like that. And yeah, there you go. He's got a couple goobers on his team for sure, with things like that Haida kind of just YOLOing a little bit. Still has 2 of the blind torping DDs to worry about. Mahan, that we know is on that cap. This is Lenin not focusing on him. He got really lucky right here that Lenin didn't want to focus, but Lenin's going to go down, pumping out some damage, and as long as those guns don't continue to... He obviously has secondary range, manual secondaries. I think that's the best way to do it, and there we go. There is that. Can he get a second one? He's turning in, and there we go. There is a potential kill. This is big on points. If they can get this, they're back in the fight. Monarch on his side, Kutuzov over there. There's the HE that we're worried about. And shot is in. So, and there's the dead. We got that. He burned him down at least. We'll give him an honorary close quarter combat. And then I got going just in time to avoid probably a pretty big salvo. Really though, I think he focuses. I think he's doing the right thing. Continuing to push in, not giving too much broadside. Downside is though, he's actually dark. Wow, look at that. He's actually dark in the middle of the map. That's because the DD obviously just went dark there, but he was actually not spotted in a non-concealment Massachusetts. That's pretty nuts. But he actually may be okay with the Monarch because it might not be showing. That was probably a really big hit on the Nagato. That Nagato's probably pretty low. 3 full pens, 2 over pens. Yeah, that Nagato's toast. Still picking the right targets though. Don't see really anything else I would have done differently. But he has to be careful with that Colorado. Colorado, just like Nagato, can still absolutely rip up higher tier battleships. And without getting much spotting on that New Orleans, A lot of people like to give New Orleans crap about being a mediocre ship or whatever, but those 203s will do damage. So he is doing the right thing, getting some range, but he needs to keep pumping out some damage as well. 3 kills so far, almost 80,000 damage, pretty dang good. And the Gaeta being the true hero, a good destroyer, pushing in the middle, helping out there. And broadside Colorado, best Colorado, so that'll make this a little bit easier. He does have a heal coming up too, and in my opinion, he's in a really good spot. The Monarch on the south side is going way north, and there's the info I was looking for. As you see, the Fubuki still really far south. Just make this push, no big deal. You have the Gaeta to probably spot the Mahan whenever it rotates around. Colorado sailing broadside, and just get into the New Orleans. Just get into the New Orleans range and start knocking it down with secondaries. Keeping guns on Colorado, I think, is pretty solid. If he gets a spot on the New Orleans, but the New Orleans is probably going to hang on the backside of that. And if he can get really lucky, maybe pop on that Kutuzov, because that thing is definitely a battleship's, well, one of the battleship's worst nightmares. Already over 111k, 3 citadels. And right now, just sitting pretty, not spotted. Their destroyers aren't really doing anything. They have a big advantage with their DD still being alive. It's 2-1. That Mahan could have easily put some damage in on that Gaeta, but he didn't. The Fubuki is chasing his dreams, and shots are still going out. He's in a good spot here. Secondary is going to be in. This is the. Oh, okay, there we go. Secondary is going on the Mahan now. Gaeta, will he shoot? That's the question. The secondaries are out, but will the Gaeta actually shoot? That's what we need to find out. And then this is the Massachusetts going. There you go. Rish gets that kill. Rish actually ended up taking 2 kills from him. So the Gaeta is not going to shoot. AFK? Hello? I mean, we can't not shoot at that, right? Gaeta continuing not to shoot a single shot. Okay, there we go. There's a couple coming out. And I don't. All right, we'll take that. Put that on the board. Gaeta goes down. I think he probably traded 2,000 life on the red destroyer for all of his. One more, and he gets the Kraken though. And Monarch's still sailing. He got pretty lucky that this Monarch wasn't a tad better. Monarchs can just be overall, it's not the strongest ship in the world, but it being an HE flinging ship is very, very nasty for battleships. He could have done a lot of damage to him, could have burnt him a lot down a lot. He did had to repair a double fire at one point. If that would have been any communication with that Monarch, it would have been a rough one. But still, they have that destroyer to worry about. He is at 6k, and if he can help out with that Monarch, might save the shores. Shores might eventually just get him, and the Monarch is, man, these guys are just like kind of chilling. And secondaries here. Now the Fiji actually might get a little lucky here. We can see the Kutuzov is behind that island too, but the thing about the Kutuzov is it will, and there goes the Kraken, the Confed, and in go the secondaries. So he has a little bit to worry about here. He is doing the right thing, pulling away from this corner, and a decent shot on this. Probably, oh, he did repair. I didn't actually see if he got a double fire or not, but this could be a little sketchy. But pulling away is the right thing right now because the Kutuzov has torps, as well as we don't know where the Mahan is. And the thing about the Kutuzov is the Kutuzov gets spotted. I think it's like 7.7 or whatever. So he can seriously just sit here, and that Kutuzov will continue to be spotted. Kutuzov probably didn't know that and has no idea what's going on. And is like, wait, why am I, what, I'm in my smoke, what do you mean? What do you mean? Smoke change, OP. So he is completely confused right now, and we end up losing. There is the high caliber as well. He's getting pinched between, this guy does not know, his guns aren't even on a target right now. He's feeling so bad, and, oh, gets robbed. Secondaries, deliver. Secondaries, go. Does he get him? He does get him, second close quarters, but does the Kutuzov end up getting the Richelieu? That's the question. Oh wait, when did the Mahan go down? I completely missed it. Oh, he does get the Richelieu. Oh man, that's a bit of a bummer. So he probably knocked him down there. He ended up getting burnt down. But this is basically a GG. This New Orleans isn't going to be able to do anything. Their Fubuki never went near a cap, so that's a GG right there. And 2 close quarters. That's just Massachusetts doing Massachusetts things. Love this ship, so much fun. It's still one of my most recommended ships, and we got a couple that guy probably has full pen, over pen, two secondaries, 5 secondaries. Never mind. That's basically he's gonna be super low, and we have one guy on their team who is the Shores is telling him not to push, and there's no reason not to, honestly, right now, because the destroyer is so far away. But right now, still a pretty good push. He pushed up the right thing, focuses the right targets, and his team actually helped him out get a better game, because if they would have had a couple different plays, this game would have been over a long time ago. And there's the Fubuki on B cap, no big deal. And there you go. He can just push onto this. New Orleans is right there. Can the front turrets get over? He does get over. Will that finish it off? Because actually, that won't be the final kill. But 2 over pens. No, he probably got right on the back and a couple secondaries as well. And New Orleans is probably sitting on like a couple thousand life. 170k though. This map is really good for this ship. This Trident. Any of those mid-tier maps, the Massachusetts, mid-tier maps where it's not cut off, like Two Brothers would be a good example of a map that I would consider quote-unquote cut off. You kind of have to put your damage on one side. This is, you can put your damage in a lot of areas with a good centralized ship like the Massachusetts. Long range, even like the Bismarck Tirpitz do extremely well when it comes to this. Oh no, he could have actually had a 9-kill game. He got the 1 kills. Actually, it could have had a 10-kill game. He had 7 total, which is pretty dang impressive. 7 kills. Massachusetts is doing Massachusetts. Look at that, those credit earnings. On top of that, he ran the cool camo as well. Credit earnings, Confederate, 2 close quarter combats, crack, and high caliber. All the things you can ask for. Actually could have had a 10-kill game there. He had, the Nagato, I think he missed. He missed one of the early cruisers. He missed 3 kills, basically, that he could have had. The Richelieu got 1, somebody got another one, and then he missed out on, I think, a 3rd one. 9 or 10 kills. But still, 7 kills is amazing. 3 Citadels, 3 fires, 141 target hits on the secondaries. Just a lot of fun defending caps, and overall a good game. So he got gifted the not only a fun ship, but with good matchmaking and a good map. Having a lot of fun and just going out there and playing the Massachusetts like it's supposed to. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Massachusetts. Do you enjoy the ship? Do you have the ship? And is it one of your favorite ships to play like me? I love it. If you want to go goof around with a tier 8 battleship that's good, fun, and can make you a ton of credits and XP, the Massachusetts is definitely one I recommend. Like I said, one of my top 5 most recommended ships, I think, in World of Warships for premiums. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this weekly replay. That's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.